The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in, but for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you.
Quello mi
Two
aspetta.
men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village. Looking at it, you reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Dove la donna?
Look
E
what the
tutta sta
tide
gente.
brought him.
Guarda cosa le onde hanno portato.
What is that? Full AC? What's with all the performance gear? Are you back in high school?
This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
Nessuno sembra che gli importi il mio equipaggiamento.
Bothered by it? Harry, you're a goddamn cop. They're afraid of you. Actually, are you? Are you still a cop? There's so much disco going on, it's hard to tell.
Vic, calm down.
È l'uomo con il occhiali da sole.
That's right. And you're bleeding.
Chi siete?
Hello, Trent Heilerstein.
Ah.
I believe we've met on several occasions.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Omar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it.
Sono il tuo partner Jean-Vic Moore e questa è la task force speciale, addirittura. La tua task force speciale.
Special Consultant Trent Heidelstam, Battle Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you after pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us. We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
Di cosa stiamo parlando?
Harry, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it was beyond idiotic. You should never address her using those words again.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
E nemmeno biondo. Tu, la donna ufficiale, mi spiace non averti riconosciuto prima.
It's okay. I didn't come here to gloat or to fool you. Neither did he, actually. We're just worried.
That's right. Worried. I'm always worried about you. Every time you don't show up to work, or when you do bad, stink, you're a worry fest. She's worried about you. I'm worried about you. Even Special Consultant Backpedal is worried about you. Everyone worries instead of working.
Quindi Trent Haldestam in realtà è un consulente speciale Trent Haldestam.
Yes, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I never said I wasn't Trent Heilerstein.
Esatto. Quel bambino?
Mikhail? Mikhail's my son.
Ah, davvero suo figlio.
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinaise beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinaise. It was a coincidence.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but he was worried about you. And also interested.
Cosa stai facendo qui?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia,
Amnesia psicotraumatica. Ultima molteplici personalità.
He's here to see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on.
Ha menzionato una task force?
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
No.
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Tron fucking Heidelstown, and Guillaume Bevy.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Chi è Guillaume Bevy?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit.
Ho perso fede nella mia abilità? Nelle mie doti?
Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Tron because I'm forcing him to stay.
Cosa fa l'unità?
Do. It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
They're your posse, or what remains of it. Handpicked.
The 41st isn't...
Dove... Come facevi a sapere che ero qui? Va bene,
Cafeteria
no.
manager you fucked over told us where you went.
Ho capito.
And people on the street helped us too, with your whereabouts.
You're a legend among the drunks, Harry.
Niente.
Legendary local drunk.
Dove ero vado tutto questo tempo c'è stato un tribunale di mercenari.
God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die.
Quindi mi avete fatto... Oddio, mi avete fatto affrontare una squadra di mercenari assassini solo per darmi una lezione.
It wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we?
Tutte quelle roba? Non sono così.
Yes.
Non più almeno.
You're sorry. You're the sorriest cop who ever lived. Nothing has changed, Harry. I've heard this repentance shit a million times over.
Niente di questo mi fa ricordare qualcosa.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic. As displayed in a station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Qualcosa di così triste mi è successo. Che non potevo essere più me stesso. Una sorta di meccanismo di difesa.
Psychotraumatic amnesia, Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always has been. Who isn't? I know I am. But you know what? I keep my shit together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets. That doesn't happen. You're lying. Or insane. Or both.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
Cosa?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
The two cases in your ledger. The unsolvable case and the Next World mural. Those were recent. Those cases were hard on you.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. and then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for its end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a crétin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Sono pronto a... oddio. Vediamo cosa dice Kim.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the body? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your clothes on hard.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Vabbè,
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Tequila Sunset. L'ho guidata dentro... Mi sono fiondato nell'oceano mentre ero ubriaco.
Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of everyone's payslip. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
Faccio vedere.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand. Not today, badge.
Behold my badge.
And your gun?
Io faccio... No, aspetta. Sì, la mia.
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry.
No,
Put that
fa
thing away
niente.
before you kill someone.
I quit drinking, ho smesso di bere per sempre.
I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then, huh?
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
È stata una settimana difficile, mi dispiace.
A bit of a week? You're drunk,
And
and you
if-
let a suspect escape, a certain Clasier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Allora, that doesn't matter, no read. Ma che Classy, eh? È una specie di spia.
Well, if she was specially trained. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, the one who shot herself in the head, or the fact that you're ever Claire's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote compared to the 7 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
È stato un massacro dove diavolo eravate? Sì, quello che ho
Thank
detto.
you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides against it.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
Ah,
See?
1 week.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize, profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's not a good communication strategy for an officer. It's worrying, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a fascist, a far-right woman hater, and of course, also into race stuff. Which, for a police officer, not good. And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the constant smoking everywhere, all the time. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him everything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven, and he solved it, near perfectly. In 1 week we have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator. Locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows, flapping the glossy rectangle in his hand. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
È un absolute gent. No, non sei. Ma perché sono fascista? Ma che ho detto? Ma anche il fumare, what? Mi sono perso qualcosa. Oddio, forse all'inizio. Perché io l'ho usato qualche item.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
Detective?
Sì, credo che il feromone che emetta sia responsabile per l'uccisione, per la degradazione mentale dell'assassino.
The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness.
No, lasciamo stare la prima magari. Phasmid era una donna.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
Penso ancora sia una donna.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust.
Penso si riproduca con
Limbs.
partenogenico.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
Me l'ha detto.
Then it wouldn't matter if it's male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation. Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
Aveva delle mandibole che sembravano come dei capelli. Ed era completamente bianco all'interno.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead, or no.
Ah, sì, c'era un uomo morto sul boardwalk lì. Una persona che si è scomparsa che ho trovato.
yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
Non mi piace sapere che l'ho
The
trovato.
body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
Ok.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, detective.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
Ho anche risolto il mistero dell'area commerciale maledetta, diciamo.
I don't know what a doomed commercial area is.
Rue de Saint-Guillain 10, a commercial building where all business got bankrupt. I looked into it.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
There was a possible witness in there, and it was close to the crime scene. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
Dodged the bullet there. For a moment it seemed like you were just wasting time.
Confiscato della droga al padre di Kuno.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
Don't lie. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I'm in. At this point, anything is but the drink.
Ho sistemato anche la sommossa.
It seems to be ongoing. I see red banners on the gates.
He didn't quite solve it. He cross-pollinated information between the company rep and Everhart, until the rep came to see that the union desires war, at which point Mrs. Messier decided to...
What? Hand clear the terminal. Sounds like you got played, Harry. Because you were off your tits on Al Ghul. Maybe, certainly, you're Everclear's peony now, just as I said.
It's not quite like that. The move allowed us to stabilize things here. It was not bad for Martinaise, and we don't owe anyone anything.
Okay.
Silence. Good. The man doesn't know what to say.
Ah, la voglia di dirgli la prima roba è tanta, però. Il killer è Lilianovic Droz.
Lilianovic. A revolutionary matronym.
Un matronym rivoluzionario. Cazzo è un
The
matronym?
custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lilian, his Lilian's son, Lilianovic. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
Killed him in an act of rage. No. L'ha ucciso in un momento di rabbia indotto dal Phasmid.
Possibly induced. But even without that, this man spent 50 years on the islands in the bay, in solitude, loathing what Ravachol has become. There's plenty for prosecution to pick from in terms of motive. Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
Ok. Non sono ancora completamente soddisfatto, poteva essere fatto meglio.
Get over yourself. You're not a perfectionist. You're a cop and you did a good job, with a lot of help from Lieutenant Kitsuragi. And none of this can hide the smell of booze on the wind.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there. Like in your bones or something. It will pass. In time.
No, quello... meglio skipparlo. So, quindi cosa dite?
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude?
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
You haven't been drinking, she thinks. So, maybe this time.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Ho alcune domande prima di andare. Chi sono?
The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Chi sono?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry. Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but...
Che è un insegnante di... istruttore di... no, un insegnante di palestra.
Before
Qua parliamo
you
tipo in
go,
americano,
you're a gym
quindi...
teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
Spiega molto.
It explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair. Some of your more old school social views. A lot of your interaction with Kuno.
Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy. God, even this javelin-throwing freak here.
Quando ero un insegnante di...
Your 20s or late 20s. You've really let yourself go since then.
Curon, là come cavolo si chiama?
Yes, you taught gym in Cool. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards. Kuro is just east of Jamro. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Assel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
Perché siamo andati nell'Elysium allora?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries, and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. Honest to God, gym teacher.
Perché sono in queste condizioni?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Chi?
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah, you mentioned the name.
Dora Ingerland?
Not Dora Dubois.
Something like that. Half Vazan.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
Quindi non eravamo sposati.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
Quando è successo?
But I don't know. 6 years ago, she was way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
6 anni.
Or 7? You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and the Rangelon really tore you a new one.
Chi era lei?
Incredibly bangable. She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish.
Non penso sia la domanda che...
Well, Kim. Pain, well, Kim.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Look, the sun is about to go down. It's time to go.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to them.
Fasmide, devo dire a Lena per quanto riguarda Fasmide il prima possibile.
Who is...
She lives at 1113.
Una criptologa. Vive a Jamrock, una strada Tabernacle Road. Mi ha detto per quanto riguarda... mi ha parlato del Fasmide.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Fine. If we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
She is going to be over the moon.
Precetto 41. Che tipo di stazione è?
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Thorson e McLean.
Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me.
La Sea Wing, eh?
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
He's anything but a loser.
Price, eh?
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys. Police captain, but they speak of change. The city, the tension on the streets.
Ok.
They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Abbiamo recentemente Sure Up. Church by any chance.
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
Che è successo?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast. Your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of the Union headquarters.
Quindi io lavoro per la stazione omicidi sanguinosi, la vogliamo chiamare. Bloody Murder Station.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
Cosa farai adesso, tenente Kitsuragi?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
Quanto riguarda cosa?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Mi farò la stazione 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
No, vieni a lavorare. Al precetto 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Would fit in. And crazy enough. Can take the stress.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Recluta il tenente Kitsuragi. Sono pronto.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
The great district hums in the falling rain. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls. Fire traps as far as the eye can see. From Main Street to Grand Couronne. From Precinct 41 to Boogie Street, forking into the rain-swept horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmair? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's quite unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through, and when he does, he'll side with Revachol. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Ok. Beh. Che dire. Finito in modo interessante, per quanto in realtà ci sono delle domande come classe che fine abbia fatto, robe simili. O Ruby che sia morto, alcune cose che potevano essere fatte meglio sicuramente. Però devo dire che è stata un'avventura spettacolare, tra dialoghi assurdi e tutto ciò che circondava, tutte le info e tutto il resto. Bene, io direi che per Disco Elysium è tutto, quindi, e noi ci becchiamo alla prossima. Bella.